institutions.
The member for Casey.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker. As this parliament nears its end, I rise to give what will surely be my final adjournment speech before the coming election. And I'd like to take this opportunity to talk about the electorate I'm so honoured to represent in this House of Representatives, the electorate of Casey, to talk about what it is and what it could be and what it should be. Deputy Speaker, Casey encompasses around 2,500 square kilometres, ranging from the outer eastern suburbs of Melbourne through the bulk of the Yarra Valley. From Steeles Creek and Dixons Creek, Healesville and Yarra Glen in the north, to Mount Dandenong, Kalorama, Alinda, Monbulk and the Patch in the south. From the edge of Croydon through Mooralbark, Bayswater North, Kilsyth, Monbulk and Lilydale, out eastwards along the Warburton Highway, beyond the historic town after which that road is named. The Casey electorate is quintessential Middle Australia that includes suburban neighbourhoods and country towns. It's a part of the country where the combination of aspiration and perspiration has produced a determination to build a better life. Much of the region was settled more than a century ago by pioneers who sought nothing more than the opportunity to determine their own future. They tilled the fields, they built homes and businesses. People like the Chapmans who founded Chappie's Fruits or the Flemings who established Fleming's Nurseries. And as the descendants of that first generation have dedicated themselves to building upon the legacy of their founders, they've been joined by successive waves of new arrivals from other parts of Australia and other parts of the world. But whether they were born there or moved there, all have seen our local community as a place of optimism and opportunity. While some commute to work elsewhere, others find employment with the wide diversity of local businesses that range from furniture manufacturing right through to food manufacturing. There are orchards, nurseries, flower farms, vineyards, timber, tourism, light manufacturing, engineering, to name just a few. And there are many, many small business owners who work the long hours required to turn vision and ambition into entrepreneurial success. The local quality of life has also been enriched by a vibrant tapestry of local communities, where local volunteers do so much for so many, so often. But, Deputy Speaker, it saddens me to report that the people I represent in this House are now hurting in increasing numbers, their futures handicapped, limited and handcuffed by the incompetent policies of the most inept federal Labor government in recent memory. Many are struggling under the burden of Labor's carbon tax they were promised they'd never have. The small business owners amongst them are being drowned by Labor's higher taxes and strangled by excess red tape churned out by a Labor regulatory state on steroids. They have watched a massive level of debt run up in their name by a Labor government that's stealing from their future. Watched as gross debt heads to $290 billion this December. First-time voters and young families know that Labor's debt isn't free. It costs $12 or $13 billion every year in interest. That's before the principal has even begun to be repaid. They know that any more of Labor after the 14th of September will only mean more debt and intergenerational theft. But, Deputy Speaker, there is a better way, the coalition way that offers hope, reward and opportunity by ensuring government lives within its means instead of racking up charge after charge on the national credit card, a way that restores confidence in the competence of Canberra. If the coalition is fortunate enough to win the upcoming federal election, our first order of business in the new parliament will be to repeal Labor's job-destroying carbon tax. We'll also enhance local control of schools and hospitals because we recognise local communities have a better sense of local priorities than far-distant bureaucrats. And we'll restore the same integrity to Australia's border protection through tried and true policies that worked well under the Howard government. Deputy Speaker, the 14th of September will mark a major fork in the road. The Labor road will head to continued failure, continued cons and continued chaos. The Coalition road will lead to stronger communities, a strong and prosperous economy
Order. The
and a
member's
safe and
time has
secure Australia.
expired. The question now is that the House